Hey guys, Magnus here, and as promised I'm doing my top 10 level updates, top 10 level updates, yeah. Now, for this, sorry, I'm just trying to read my notes over, but for this I am doing only levels that are I'm not doing the levels that are level 1 to 20 because those levels were obviously already in the game, and they haven't been, they weren't updated ones, and they're ones where like literally loads of premium stuff and loads of it. I can't really count them because they didn't come, when the game, they weren't updated as the game progressed. So yeah. Now, I've tried to go over the list. Now, honestly, a lot of people will disagree. It's a really hard list to make. It was really hard because I have to look over the levels, and then you have to think of timing because, back then, they had loads of ideas. They had loads of characters available. Between like level 20 to level 40, they had loads of ideas and loads of characters they could use and loads of decorations. However, in the later levels, they don't, so I have to kind of take that into consideration. So I'm going to kick it off with number 10, which is level 28. So if I can just try and find it on my tabs. Okay, level 28. Now I've picked this one because, first of all, it adds 4 characters. It adds Fat Tony, Legs, Louie, and the Rich Texan. Legs, Louie, and Fat Tony are all non-premium characters. They are free characters, basically. Now, Fat Tony was also not in the game before. He was in the game before. He was in the game before, but he was unlocked in a tie-in. And they basically re-added him in the game, which I thought was really cool because no one else could get him, and he's such a big character, and it really annoyed a lot of people. So obviously we also got 3 buildings: the Businessman's Social Club, the Fat Tony's Compound, and Asian to Cuba. Asian to Cuba was 100 donuts, and the Rich Texan was 85 donuts. And there was also a hot tub for 60 donuts. But apart from that, it was a really good level. It added 3 free characters and 2 free buildings, which is really cool. And it's one of those times where Tapped Out wasn't so darn expensive. So number 9 is level 43. Okay, yeah. Now level 43. Now this was the Krusty Land add-on. Now the reason I've put this on my list is because personally I thought it's a great. First of all, like when I first had the level, I didn't like it. I thought it was a really bad cock-up, and they didn't have, they didn't think it out that well, and all the characters were, the whole Princess Penelope thing didn't feel right. But after a while, I really appreciate it because it added 1 new building, and actually no, it added more than that. It added it added 4 new buildings in. It added the unoriginal log ride. It added the Tavern of Scream, 1 plate maximum buffet, and the Krusty Giant Wheel. Now, granted, the wheel, the maximum buffet and the unoriginal log ride were donut items, but the Tavern of Scream and the Krusty's Giant Wheel were tickets. We obviously had the Duff Beer Fountain, which was obviously donuts, and we had the balloons as well, the Itchy, Scratchy, and Poochie balloon, which they were really nice to have. And we had 1 character, which is Princess Penelope. Now, again, the reason it's a bit low is because we only got the 1 character, and she's not really a big character anyway. But it was definitely a really nice add-on to the Krusty Land thing, and I'm glad they did do it in the end, even though I did hate it at first. So yeah, number 8 is level 25. Okay, I've got it. Sorry, I've just got them all opened on a tab, and I can't remember what's in the levels, So, level 25. Now, this one for me was, and again, it was a really cool update because it added the Burns' Manor, but at the same time, it also added Mr. Plow. Because it was happening at Christmas, so it added Mr. Plow as a viable character, but eventually it became non-viable. It also added the Pimento Grove, and obviously the Burns Manor came with Smithers. And the reason I've put this on my list, I'm trying to think why I've put this on my list, I remember now, it's because there was no premium items, apart from the Mr. Plough, who was really Christmas, but apart from Mr. Plough, there were no premium items. There was a few decorations added, I forget which decorations, the wiki doesn't have them listed, but there was a few decorations added as well, but there was nothing premium in this update. It still wasn't enough, because again, it was one character, but the fact they had no premium stuff, apart from obviously the Mr. Plough thing, which was anyway, was a Christmas item anyway, it was really cool, and it was one of the first time, it was probably the only time they've ever actually done that, which was kind of nice. So number 7 is level 33. Okay, so yeah, level 33. Now you're gonna have to bear with me, guys. I'm going to get this up for you. This is so badly planned, I know, but okay, level 33, it's just loading, Okay, yeah, level 33. Now, this level added 4 new characters. One was unplayable, but whatever. It obviously added Artie Pie, Eddie, Lou, and the canine officer, the dog. It added the Springfield Wax Museum, the Sun Sphere, the Little Lady Justice, the SWAT van, and the Training Ward. The Training Ward was kind of ugly, but it added 4 characters, 2 of which were free, 2 of which were premium. Kind of equaled itself out, which I kind of liked. The SWAT van was a bit of a disappointment, but they did add the Wax Museum and the Sun Sphere as well, which I thought were really cool. The Sun Sphere is definitely a really cool decoration. Well, at least I think it's kind of cool. It's kind of rememberable. So it is a really fun update, especially with the cops. They all kind of, in a way, the cop thing does all tying together. The Artie Pie thing's a bit on its own, but hey ho, I think it was a really good update. Yeah, not really much more to say. So number 6, I think we're on, aren't we? So yeah, number 6 is. This is so badly planned, I'm so sorry. Number 6 is level 27. Oh, okay, we need to find level 27. Okay, yeah, now, level 27. Here we go. So level 27 added Lenny and Carl as 2 characters. Now, I remember this because this was the earliest one I can remember that I was really excited for. This is one of the earliest updates that I remember. It was leaked before it came out. And there's YouTubers doing videos on it, and I was so excited because the Buddhist temple looked so cool, and I was really excited to get Lenny and Carl. That is the reason I'm adding it. I know it's a bit biased, but the reason I'm adding it is because I was really excited when I first got this, when this level was first kind of announced. The Adults Education Annex was also added, another premium, and Mount Carmel. So 2 characters, both free. 2 buildings. Sorry, what am I on about? 2 buildings. Both free, and 1 decoration that wasn't free, but it wasn't too bad. 120 donuts, and it is a big mountain. I mean, compared to like the Whale, for example, I think that's a decent deal, the Mount Carmel. So I was pretty happy with that. So yeah, that's pretty much it. That's all I got to say about the Gadan level. So the next one on my list is level 23. Now, level 23 added, if I just go down, it added Ken Brockman, Bumblebee Man. Ken Brockman was free and Bumblebee Man was 660 donuts. It added Channel 6 News, Springfield Post Office. It added the weather station as a decoration, the volleyball net, the lawn chair, the Hail Ant sign, the red brick wall, the graffiti wall, and the Channel 6 News van. The main reason, as you probably guessed, is it added all these decorations. Now, most of which are usable decoration. I think the red brick wall, it can be used in certain situations. It is kind of a hard one to use, but hell, it can be useful. The lawn chair is very useful. The volleyball net is again very useful. The weather station's a bit clunky and hard to fit in, but the Channel 6 News van is really good as well. This post office and the Channel 6 News were both non-premium buildings. The only premium things that were in here was Bumblebee Man for 60 donuts and the Channel 6 News van. But apart from that, everything was free. So that's the one reason, and it's just the fact they added all those decorations in was really good. And plus the 2 characters and the two buildings don't really link in, the post office and the Channel 6 News, but the 2 characters definitely do link in. So that's the reason I thought really highly of this level, because although it was a really early level, I do apologise that most of these are in the 20s, these levels, just because they are so much better and I can't really put other levels above them. So the next one on my list is number 4, and it is level 21. So basically the very first level that was released. Now I haven't put this higher, any higher than this, just because again this was earlier on in the game when there was loads of ideas. Now this added 4 characters. It had Martin Prince Jr., Nelson Muntz, Kearney, and Otto. And it also added 4 buildings: the Springfield Library, the Muntz House, the Springfield Observatory, and the school bus. School bus and the observatory were both donuts. It added the butterfly tent, the snapdragons, the flowers, the broken down washer, the broken down dryer, and the piece of crap car. You know, quite a few decorations. 4 characters, one of which being premium, is really good. So I decided to put this here. I know it's kind of a bit cheating because it is really early on in the game, but I couldn't, I couldn't put this any lower and not include it on my list altogether, just because it was actually an update earlier on in the game. Not when I wasn't actually on when this update came out, but judging from how much they've put out, like, that is brilliant. That is an amazing level compared to the others. So number 3, I've actually gone with level 35. Now level 35 is basically added Patty, Selma, Disco Stew, and Jub Jub. Now I think the 4 characters all kind of fit in. Obviously Patty and Selma fit in. Now Disco Stew fits in because he was, I don't know which one it was, if it was Patty or Selma, but he was one of their girlfriend or fiance or something, like boyfriend or fiance, I'm pretty sure. I don't know if he was one of the two. Or I might get married. They might have got married. I'm not too sure. I'll just double check. But they also added the DMV for cash, the Spinster City Apartments for cash, which obviously came with Patty and Selma, and they obviously added Stu's Disco for 180 and the Springfield Pet Shop for 90. Jub Jub was such a unique character as well because ex-wife Selma Bouvier's Disco Stew's ex-wife. The Jub Jub was so unique because it was a character that we thought that was all going to be non-playable, but it actually did have one task, so it made it useful, kind of, which I kind of liked. Now the decorations were a bit of a downfall. Obviously, I had the popsicle stick Patty and Selma and the popsicle stick Disco Stew, which really let down. But the DMV Limbo was definitely a cool item. Unfortunately, it was 50 donuts though, which is not too bad. That's not too badly priced. So yeah, it was a really good level. I really enjoyed this level. I remember this was one of my favourite levels in Tapped Out, so that's why I've put it at number 3. But yeah, so number 2, I have gone with level 45. Now this was, I think it was the second one I ever reviewed. No, it wasn't the second I reviewed on my channel. I don't know. 43 was the first, so yeah, this was the whatever, 3rd or 4th, I don't even know. I accidentally deleted one now. I don't know if it was this one. So yeah, in this one we got 2 characters. We got Artie Ziff and Uta. Now they didn't really co-do, they didn't really go together, and I understand that. And that some people like it when the levels co-do. I'm not too bothered about it, not at this stage in the game, because there's so many characters in this there's little characters they can add now, so I'm glad they just give us 2 characters really per level. And they added 3 non-premium buildings. So we had the Zifkorf office building, the indoor tennis courts, and the Fortress of Chocolate, whatever the hell it is. And we also had the Hungry Hun for 160 donuts. Now that was a bit overpriced, with obviously that came with Uta, but whatever. The Zifkorf sign and the BBQ pig, which the BBQ pig's one of my favourite decorations. I don't know why, I just think it's so cool. But like I said, this late in the game, they added free buildings, basically free buildings, and 1 premium building with 1 premium character. I just think that's a great deal, especially at this time in the game when we're really late in the game, and 45 was it was quite a while ago now, but at that point they were starting to run out of ideas. Now number 1, I'm not going to bother doing honourable mentions, just because I'll be here forever doing honourable mentions, so I'm not even going to bother doing one. So can we have that drum roll? So the number 1 spot I have given to the very, very recent level 57. Now most people are saying, what, 57? You're kidding me? This one late in the game? Now I have my reasons. Now if you watch my review, it wasn't long ago. I really enjoyed this level, and you know, I literally, the only one non-positive thing I had to say was the fact that the two characters didn't really go together. But like I said, I'm not so bothered about that, especially not this late in the game. And you've got to understand that they've only got limited characters they can add, so you know what they add, you just have to appreciate they add 2 characters in a level, really. Now of course it was released on the monorail update for a starter, which I thought was really cool, especially when they gave it kind of made me enjoy the monorail update a bit more, I have to honestly say. So obviously we had 2 new characters, the old Jewish man, who was heavily requested for a while, and I'm glad they finally added him, and Bella, who was kind of requested, not as much as the old Jewish man. We had 3, count them, 3 non-premium buildings: the Overpass Diner, the Centre for Generic Medicine, Shotgun Pete's, and Mansion whatever the mansion, Bella's mansion, I'm not even going to bother pronouncing it, I'll just embarrass myself. Now the mansion, granted, was 150, kind of overpriced, but not the worst thing we've ever seen. The decorations, the gargoyle I thought was a really cool one. The old grey mare was kind of cool, but 40 donuts is a tad overpriced for me. But I didn't mind it really. And the fact is, it was so, like I said, so late in the game. At this point, there's not many characters left. There's not many buildings left they can really add. But despite that, they decided to throw a really good level together at a decent price. I just love this level. You know, I can't explain how much I love this level so much. It was done so greatly, and yeah, I'm not going to bother rambling on anymore. So that's it for my top 10 best levels. Man, this video is nearly 17 minutes now. What the hell? I've gone over. But yeah, that's it. So I will be having a top 10 worst levels update. Now again, that one's going to also be hard, so you have to bear with me. But before that, I will have my Krusty Lands ideas video. I've planned that out instead, I think, just to split the 2 up. So I really want to get that out as well. So anyway guys, that's it for this video. Tell me your top 10 best levels, or maybe your top 3 or your top 5, whatever. I imagine Apperson 2 how many other the hell 2s there are, will be given a comment as well. So anyway, thanks for watching, and yeah, goodbye.